Hello and welcome to Simply Scintillating, the low-maintenance way to shine. I'm your host, Sin. On today's show, A Healthy Touch, we'll be discussing therapeutic massage. Now, you're probably thinking, massage is an indulgence. What does it have to do with a low-maintenance lifestyle? But for millions of Americans who suffer from chronic pain, like myself, it can complement other therapies. Joining me today is Robbie Zev, a licensed massage therapist. Hello, Robbie.
Hi.
In the spirit of full disclosure, I should mention that Robbie is my massage therapist, and I've been seeing him for twice a month for about 6 months now. So is that typical? What's typical for therapy?
Well, it really depends on what the person's coming in with. It can be anywhere from 2 times a week for a serious condition to just when the person feels like they want to come in. It depends on how it depends on what they're coming in with. It depends on what their lifestyle will allow. I'd say most of my regulars come in about once a month. Once a month seems like a really wonderful time for self-care. A lot of the people I see, they look at massage as self-care. So by coming in once a month, it's part of what helps them feel good, like yoga or exercise, and it's kind of like part of their whole self-care regimen.
Well, let's start off with what is a licensed massage therapist?
A licensed massage therapist is someone who's gone to school for massage, passed all of the requirements for the state, and has been licensed.
And if somebody's looking for a massage therapist, are there certain titles or terms that they should look for, and are there ones that should make them a little wary?
Well, every state's different, but in Massachusetts, if someone says they're a massage therapist, they legally have to be licensed. So you want to look for LMT or CMT. LMT is licensed and CMT is certified. And certified is just a licensed massage therapist who voluntarily got extra certification and passed extra tests to show that they know their stuff. When you see bodywork is not regulated. So anyone can say they're a body worker. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not experienced, but you want to maybe ask them for where they studied, because one person can be a body worker who has read a website, and another person can be a body worker who studied for a year in Thailand. So it really may be about asking them where they studied and talking to them and getting a feel for it.
Okay, now I've already mentioned chronic pain, but are there other conditions, or what specific types of chronic pain is massage therapy good for?
Massage is really good for the widest range of conditions. Some people come in and they have chronic back and neck pain because of their posture, sitting at a computer all day and having their head forward. Others might have something like fibromyalgia. Others might have sports injuries. And massage can help or treat all of those conditions and many, many more.
So what is it about massage that basically does the work? I mean,
So at the very least, massage increases blood circulation, which brings oxygen, nutrients to different areas. That alone is very relaxing, and that alone allows the body, that alone releases more endorphins in the body, and endorphins are the feel-good chemicals. And when deep work is done, it can be very specific work that either breaks down the muscle to rebuild properly, releases adhesions and tension points, and really works on some really tough muscle.
You mentioned blood circulation. Now, at the Olympics, we all saw these athletes who had these circles on their back and cupping to increase circulation. So what is cupping?
Cupping, I love cupping. This is a little mini cup of what I use. I don't really use this too much because it's too small. But cupping has been around for thousands of years in Egyptian and Chinese medicine. And it works by using suction. So my thumbs push and cups pull. And it works in a very, very profound way that's extremely effective. It's extremely effective and extremely efficient. And it basically just pulls on the muscle. It's very, very simple. It pulls on the muscle and fascia the fascia is the connective tissue that's under the skin and above the muscle that envelops our entire body. And it really works by just loosening it all up in a very fast way. So the way I use cupping is I'll attach it to the back and I'll move it up and down, and it just pulls all that muscle and fascia up, gently of course, depending on how strong the suction is. And the way that massage therapists use it and the way I use it is mostly as warm-up work. So I'll do it at the very beginning for the entire back, just as a way to warm up, and it'll save me minutes of manually doing different techniques with my thumbs. So I'll do it at the very beginning and I'll do it before I do deeper work, and I find that I can go much deeper when I use it.
Okay, so after you do the cupping, we have here in the video, you're using your thumbs. So now what is it that you're doing? What's this technique?
So basically the thumb technique after cupping for me is mostly deep tissue work. So, and deep tissue work does not mean push hard. Deep tissue work is a set of techniques that does very specific things depending on what's needed. So if I'm going on a very superficial muscle that's only 1/8 of an inch deep, if I push hard, I go right through that muscle and I don't affect it in any way. So what I'm doing after the cupping is a series of specific techniques to go into the muscle and either potentially break down tight muscle or work with restrictions, basically do what I can to loosen it up.
Now, of course, because it's using suction, you sort of leave little red marks, as we saw in the athletes.
It can. It doesn't always. When someone comes in and they try cupping for the first time, usually they're a little scared of it, they're a little wary. I explain to people in a way that's very safe because the way I use it's very minimal and safe. And when you use it like I use it as moving cupping, I do it in a way that doesn't actually create red marks unless the person knows that unless the person tells me that it's okay to make red marks. And for some people, I might do a very specific session on their shoulder where I really leave them on for a while and do different movements with the arm. And then by leaving it on for a while and creating a big suction, it can leave some red marks, which last anywhere from a few days to a week and a half and make you look cool.
Like you've been attacked by an octopus.
Yeah.
Now, I notice you're wearing a glove and only on one hand. Why is that?
I very simply just had a cut on my hand that day. I have a puppy and he missed the toy. And when you have cuts on your hands, it's really safe for the person on the table and the practitioner. It's if a massage therapist has a cut on their hand and they're not wearing a glove, they're not being safe. So it's just a protective mechanism.
Yeah, and I couldn't really feel it. And
Great.
when you got down to my fingers, yes, but they're a lot more sensitive than the back. Speaking of fingers, most people think of a massage as a back rub, but you also work on different parts of the body, the arms, the legs. So what?
Absolutely. I find most people come in and they do have the most tightness and pain in their upper back and neck, but people come in for a wide range, and so many people need hip work, or a runner might come in and have a leg injury or just maybe soreness, and some people come in, they want 60 minutes on their legs. So it ends up being a completely different session than someone might imagine a massage to be.
Okay, so you've got your elbow in my glutes, and I might want to add that these are very hard muscles to stretch, so they can get very painful. But I want to point out that the modesty here is not just for the camera, that you keep your clients covered up except for the part that you're working on. So, and I think a lot of people may be a little wary of getting a massage because they worry about being exposed. So
I think people should definitely only work with massage therapists who make them feel completely comfortable, of course. And a good massage therapist will never expose anything that is not supposed to be exposed. The only part that is uncovered is the part that I'm working on. And I want the person coming in to feel completely safe. So if the person coming in has never had a massage before and they want to wear all their clothing, that's totally fine. That is totally fine with me. I won't be able to use oil, but that's okay. And if they ever want in the future to try something different and maybe, not wear all their clothes, then that'd be okay too. So I really want the person to feel completely comfortable.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of oil do you use?
I use organic rapeseed oil. I find it to be just a really wonderful oil that doesn't have a lot of reactions. It's a very safe oil.
So nothing really fancy.
The same stuff you buy at the supermarket.
Well, I hope viewers who have thought about having massage therapy will really give it some consideration. It has been very beneficial in my case, I can tell you from experience. So there you have it, the simply scintillating way of improving your quality of life. I'm Sin. Thanks for watching.